Good day, everybody. This is Anthony from Sunny Creates. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Before I start today's A to Z times 2 series installment, what I wanted to do is I would firstly like to welcome all my new YouTube subscribers. I had an overwhelming response of subscribers from my last 2 videos, and it is so heartening to see that. And I just want to say a huge thank you to you. Thank you for your comments. Thank you for subscribing. And I hope that we enjoy this journey together. So today we are doing the second installment of our A to Z times 2 series, and we are going to be working on belly bands. I'm going to do 2 types of belly bands today, and I'm going to be using it in my fabulous flowers journal kit. But as I mentioned before, this is you can use it in any one of your journals. So let's get started. Okay, so the first type of belly band that we are going to be doing is a horizontal belly band. So I just tried to put some package, a packet together with most of the things that we are going to use, and then just to make it a little bit easier. So excuse me for the scraps that I have over here. But here's the belly band that we're going to be working on. And it all depends on the size of your pages that you're going to be using. So with me, I am going to use it on this page over here. So my belly band actually measures, let's just see, in centimeters. It measures 27 centimeters across and 8 centimeters wide. Okay, so what am I going to be doing with this is that I'm going to leave this here to the side so I can show you. All I'm going to do is that I am going to fold it in half. So if you look at this, I took it, I cut it out of a A4 cardboard. I think it was 170 GSM if I'm not mistaken, and I cut it on the long side, in the side that measures 29.7 centimeters. So that's the side I cut it on, and I cut it to 27 centimeters because that's how wide long or wide I need it for my book. And then all I am doing is that I am folding it in half, and I am using my bone folder to get a nice line there. Right, and then what I did is that I took some scrap pages, as you can see, and I just folded them over, and I sewed them together. But I mean, you don't have to fold them over. I just folded them over. The measurements that you require for your scrap pages, depending on how big your belly band is going to be. Okay, so as you can see, if you look at mine, it's just a few millimeters on each side shorter or smaller than the actual belly band. And the reason why is because then it does not show through, pop out, okay, from the belly band itself. So I just took a few pages and I folded them together. Yeah, these are off prints from my machine, my printer. I was trying to print, I was printing Wi-Fi, and then my Wi-Fi signal wasn't great. So that's what happened. I lost signal there. So mine here is about 12.5 centimeters by 7 centimeters. And this was 27 centimeters, which I folded in half, which gave me 13.5. And I said it was 8 centimeters. So this here is 12.5 by 7. Some a little crooked. Yeah, I think it's 7. 7, yeah. Okay, so we get that edge. As you can see, I didn't do such a great job sewing it, and then I just ran it through the sewing machine. But you don't have to run it through the sewing machine. You can take a stapler and you can staple it, and then you can then add it to your page, okay, your belly band. So if this is the way the belly band is, okay, and yeah, so if you are doing it on, just bring this in quickly, so I'm doing it on this side of the page. Let's say if you were doing it on this side of the page, maybe you want your belly band to flip over this way, okay. So then you would then add your page on that side, okay. But I want it on this side. The reason why I want it on this side is because I'm a left-handed person, so it will be easier for me to write. So the whole idea is that I like to journal. I do Bible journaling, so I like a lot of place where I can you know, after I read a verse or in my Bible, then I just want to write down notes, okay. So then in that way, the belly band will provide me with a place to write, and then I can put tags in it as well. So that's the whole idea. I just didn't want the belly band to be there and just function only as a belly band. I wanted it to be a place where I can also put some, you know, journal in. So that's the whole idea of the design of this belly band here. So you can also see now how it fits into the onto the page. There's quite a lot of space on this side and on this side, and once I bind my journal, then you know, it will still leave sufficient room for me to be able to flip it open, because it will not be interfering with the spine. Okay, so let's continue with that. So what we're going to do next is we are going to start sorry, before we start, let's glue this in place. So I realized that my previous video was about 53 minutes, and I know that, you know, it was a process video, but having said that, I'm trying to see whether I can shorten my videos, because I'm sure you know, as a person viewing it, you would prefer maybe shorter videos so you can get through them quicker, and then you can go on to watch the next video. So I'm going to try doing that, and in doing that, what's going to happen, sorry, I'm just reaching for a wet wipe because I've got excess glue on this. In doing that, some of the decorations, etc., I'm going to do it off screen and then come back to you. If that's not what you prefer, and if you prefer seeing process videos, then also let me know, so I can get the right fit for the audience that are watching my videos. Right, so I've done that, and what I'm going to do now is that I am going to decorate this off screen. and that's why I've got all these scraps over here. And then I'm going to come back, but let me just give you an idea of what I'm going to be doing. So I'm going to be using these scraps here, okay, and I'm going to be using one part of the kit, which is this page over here. Sorry for my chair. This page here, a peachy one, and I'm going to be tearing up some scraps of that, and I'm going to be collaging on the front of this, and yeah, and then just adding some decorations to it, and then I'll get back to you on it. Okay. Cool, so that's done. Now I'm going to put it into my journal. So I decided, as I mentioned to you, that I want to put it on this side over here. Okay, so it's going to look like that. Right, so now how do I attach it to ensure that it holds in place and it works according to how I want it to work? So I've just punched 2 holes out of cardboard, recycled cardboard, on this over here, and I sorry, not 2 holes, 2 circles. And then what I did is I stuck them together beforehand so that they're nice and dry. I am taking only the first part, so that's the part we collaged, and then that's the part I didn't collage because that's going to go down onto the book itself. Right, so now I'm taking this part after I stuck the circle onto it, you know, one day I will get it right to know what's the middle. One day. In the interim, I will embrace it. I'll embrace all these things. Okay, so now let's try now. Yes, now I can actually feel that one worked. All right, so now we are going to have to place in here, but before we do, the whole idea now is to take a piece of string, jute, whatever you want. I think this is a thinner one, and then look at where you have your closure, and then on this side of it you're going to stick it down. So now I am just placing it down like that, my string, and then I have a whole lot of these that I bought. I can't tell you why, but you don't have to use these circles over here. You can use you can even cut a circle, punch a circle, punch anything. Use because clearly this is too small for it. This is not very neat, but thankfully it's not going to show, and it's in the back. And what I'm going to do quickly is punch out another circle. And place it on top of it, because I've added a little bit too much of glue to it. So I'm just adding another circle, and the reason why we're adding this circle, I'm sure most of you know, is that because this is a belly band and we're going to be having things going in and out, I don't want the jute to catch, to provide an obstacle when we're sliding items in and out. Right, so now that you did that, sorry about that. And let's find our page again. Now that you did that, you can place that there. And I am just waiting for this to dry a bit before I place it there. Okay, so trying to be a bit careful. And then remember, don't stick the circle down. Hey, I'm having some difficulty putting it through a bit because the twine is a bit thick, but that's the reason why. So you could have put I could have put kind of a stopper there to help me, but once you know you use it, then it's fine after that. And I want to cut it off, so there's that. And then so we're now going to stick it down to the journal. On either side, just add your glue. You can also turn it into a pocket by gluing that side and then placing it you know, towards the lower part of your page, like for example here, and then you can make it a pocket. But my thing today is belly bands. Excuse me. So I'm just going to place it here, and then I'm going to allow it to dry. Okay, and then I just want to show you quickly how it works. So you open it that way, and if you want, you can stencil here, and you can cover that up as well with something. Let's do that quickly. Oh, sorry, this punch is a little bit sticky compared to the other one. Doesn't like to punch through one layer of it doesn't like to punch through just one layer of paper, so don't like the edging on that. So let's try it again. Oh, 9. Oh yes, that's better. Excuse me. So if you want to cover that. So yes, these are not the most expensive of eyelets. As you can see, it's split quite badly, but it's okay. It looks a little bit neater in terms of the edging of that. Yeah, so if this is your journal, you're going to do that, and this would have had the twine on it. Okay, so here you are, and then you open your twine, and then you journal. And as I said, I prefer it on this side because I'm a lefty, so it's easier for me to journal than if I had it on this side here. Well, to me. Maybe other lefties will prefer it on this side. Yeah, I suppose it's how you hold your your book, because sometimes I journal while I'm in the bed. I'll put my table up, I've got a little desk, that goes on the bed, and do that. And then here's your tag that you can add into it. So that's your belly band. I hope you like that one. Let's go on to our next one now. So the next one is going to be a this is going to be like a tri-fold belly band. So it's going to be vertical. That one was horizontal, but almost the same concept here, if you could say that, because what we're doing over here is that we're just folding it in 3. Right, so I just want to give you some measurements over here. Excuse me. So I'm working on an A4 paper. It is tea stained, so it's a bit warped, and the excuse me, and the measurements are 29.7 across and 21 going down. And if I look at that, I am going to cut it short a little bit. Okay, so I'm going to leave that at 29.7, and then I'm going to cut this down a little bit on this side here so that it can fit into my journal. All right, and as I mentioned, just normal coffee stained paper. Right, so I said I was going to give you a tip. I know that I'm working with approximately 29.7, and I'd write it up to 30. And then I know my folds, if I'm going to make 3 folds, they should be about 10 centimeters, approximately 10 centimeters each. So I worked with about 9.5. So I said, if that panel is 9.5 and that panel is 9.5, that means I can make a little dot at 19. Okay, and I should be fine. And I lost my other dot because I cut it off. So let me just put another little dot over here at 19. So what it helps me with is it kind of helps me with lining up my paper. That 19 and that 19 are not adding up, so let's just see. That's 19. Oh no, sorry, you see, that was 20, not 19. So then, yes, I have just about the right amount in order to be able to fold it. Now remember, I said that, you know, when you coffee stain, it does get warped, so there is a bit of warping that's taking place over here on this paper, but I think it's a fairly decent fold this way. So what are you looking at? Not much there, not much there. Yeah, so I'm fine with that. So I'm happy with that. So sorry if you are using the letter size paper, then you can then have an idea of how you can split it up in 3. So I am also going to be doing some stamping on this, and I'm going to be doing a little bit of collaging on it. So yes, so this is how this looks. Just want to see if I'm in frame, so excuse me for standing up. Yes, so that's how that looks. And now for the last part of this is because we need to add it to to our page. So what I'm going to do over here is the following. So I'm going to add it as I mentioned. Just getting my stuff out. I'm going to add it to this page here, right? Now I don't want this flag to move about. I don't want the flag to move about. So what I'm going to do is that I am going to make a little band for it. But before I make that band, let me just cut out this little. This die cut is from the Tim Holtz, is it the Wildflowers? Sorry, I think it's Wildflowers range. Yeah, I don't know which one it is. It's one of them. Sorry. Right, so let's leave that. And I use green because it matches that. Right, so this is one of the pages from my from my digital kit. Okay, and what I'm going to do is I printed this on 170 GSM, and what I'm going to do here is that I'm going to make a pocket for it. Okay, so new measurements. Let me just do these here first, and then I'll give you new measurements. Okay, so what we've done is we've taken this, which was an A4, and I told you to cut it to 21 centimeters, but I kind of made a boo-boo. So let me see how much you should cut it to. You should cut your your band to about 17 centimeters, and we start with 7.5, which was my 3 inches. I wanted it at 3 inches. Okay, so my apologies for that. I didn't think about that well enough. Right, so what we're going to do here now is that we are going to add our, and for some reason I lost my other green one, which I had here. So let me run quickly and get the other green one. So we're going to add these to it. Just let me get a green one quickly. Okay, so I had to go and get my my eyelets, and I didn't want you to sit through all of that. So just turning my crocodile right. And I'm putting my eyelets in. I'm not sure about you, but I find it rather difficult to punch these eyelets. I feel like every time I have to punch an eyelid in, it's like going to the gym, doing some arm exercises, but it may just be me. Don't have the strongest of arm muscles. Right, so I'm done with that, and I just want to ink it up a bit, and I'm using sorry, I couldn't ink this up before. And I'm using you can see I'm just really touching it with the antique linen, because for most of the pieces I wanted a very light distressed use, you know. I mean, you can do it as you feel fit, depending also, I think, you know, on your kit and what colors you want to use. I'm trying to explore different colors, except vintage photo. So I love vintage photo. That's why I'm trying to explore other colors, because if I don't, I'm only going to be using vintage photo, and it's not a bad thing at all. So what we're going to do here is that we're going to stick this down, and then we are going to have this coming in like that, and like this, and like that, and then we are going to use some twine to be able to tie it up. Okay. So I just inked on the both sides. So glued the top and the bottom. Just taking into consideration where's my fold. Here. Okay, and then I'm going to be adding this in. Now you may wonder why I didn't stick it on. Okay, and the reason why I didn't stick it on, and you might prefer to stick this on in the back, the reason why is that if I'm journaling, I didn't want, you know, that red that's the eyelet that's there to worry me when I'm journaling. Okay, so in this way I can pull it out when I'm journaling, and then push it back in as well. Okay, so that's what I did there. Oh. Right, so there goes that. And maybe let's not use the twine this time. Maybe let's use some green. Okay. Here we are. So there's your next belly band. I just want to grab this so that I can show you how it's going to work. Use the same tag. That's that. Okay, and then that's that. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed this, and hope it was fun. So how this is going to be used, it's like that. And you can remove it completely, and you've got a place to put your, did I glue this? Oh no, that's right. There you go. There you go. You have a place to journal. So probably, you know, since the ink came through, you can just add a page on that if you want to, and close it up, and then you tie it. Here, like this. In that manner. And then it becomes a tuck spot for you. Oh, there's my tag. Tag this way, and if you want to, you can even use it that way. But if I'm going to use it that way, then I'm probably going to put a little half circle here, so that I can, you know, this tag is not going to slip off. I haven't got it really tight. You can put it tighter, and you can do that, but I will still definitely add a little half circle on the side here. So for example, you know, cut half a circle, but I think I'd cut a bigger half a circle than this, or cut a circle and then cut it in half, and or even a full circle, but just glue it halfway, so that you can it will prevent this tag from slipping there. So I think that would work very nicely. Let's do that quickly. I didn't plan on that, but let's do it. Okay, I'm back. So let's do that little circle over there quickly, so that I can show you what I mean. So there's your full circle. Let's just ink it. Inking it with, this is ground espresso. Okay, so if that's where your tag is, right, you're just gonna glue the ink, glue the very bottom part of it. So just gonna do that, so I know I must glue that only. Just folded it there. And let it sit for a while, just making it more centered in line with that there, because that's glued down as well. Yes, so So there's your 2 belly bands today. There's a little bit of boo-boo in our measuring, but eventually we did get it sorted. And that's the one that goes horizontally. And then for the one that goes vertically, oh, there's the tag. Yeah, I'm looking for the tag. For the one that goes vertically, I mean, that's the one that goes vertically. Goodness gracious. This is the one that goes horizontally. And here you have it. And you just open that and you can then journal in it. And then just close it. As I mentioned, excuse me, my jute is quite thick, but I wanted to use jute. I wanted to keep it natural as possible, or neutral as possible. So I hope you enjoyed that, and I know that it took longer than expected, but I'll try and I'll speed up the video in some parts as much as possible. If you enjoyed this, please consider giving this video a thumbs up, and consider, if you haven't already subscribe to my YouTube channel. It's Sunny Creates, and consider joining my Facebook page as well. It's called Sunny Creates Junk Journals, and it's spelled as S-A-N-N-I-E. Okay, so not Sunny as in S-U-N-N-Y. It's spelled S-A-N-N-I-E, and there's a story behind that. Okay, so I live in Centurion in South Africa, and my name is Santhony, and most of my friends at work can't pronounce my name. So one of the devs in my team said, oh, I'm sorry, you know, I'm going to call you Sunny in future, not Santhony. So everybody calls me Sunny, and because we live in an area that has a lot of people that speak Afrikaans, okay, Sunny is a name in Afrikaans, and I'm not sure how it's spelled, but he just said it's not, okay, S-A-N-N-I-E, and that is it. And so that's how I got the name, and mostly at work I'm called Sunny. You know, if I hear my name is Santhony at work, it's like, wow, you used my full name. So I'm quite comfortable with it, and I just wanted to let you know how it's spelled, because, you know, most of the places will say S-U-N-N-Y for Sunny, but I use S-A-N-N-I-E. So that's a little story from me about my personal life. I like to give you a few tidbits. So once again, I want to thank my subscribers and all my subscribers that have been with me from the very, very beginning, you know, like from 3 to 4 people, and now I'm almost on 95 from the last time I checked, 94 I think. And I want to say thank you. I want to say thank you for bearing with me, and I hope you had fun watching this video. I hope I inspired you, and have a blessed day. Take care. Bye bye from Santhony at Sunny Creates.